Thank God it's Friday right here on Flow 94.9 FM. This is the Flow of God's own state. Well, it is still the part of the morning show. We call it Morning Spice right here on Flow 94.9 FM. And this is the discussion segment. We call it the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. It comes on radio every Monday, every Wednesday, and also every Friday right here on Flow 94.9 FM. And of course, we take a look at issues and so that you can have an idea of what is happening in the country and take the right decision on some of the issues. My name is Michael Oni. Now, this morning, we're taking a look at the loan request that was approved by the Senate. That's talking about the National Assembly, the Red Chambers yesterday. The Senate approved that $22.7 billion external loan requested by President Muhammadu Buhari following an executive session that lasted for over 40 minutes. The approval was sequel to the consideration of the report of the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts. Now, the chairman of the committee, Clifford Odia, read the report and recommended that the Senate approve the request. And prior to the approval, there were arguments between the lawmakers and the Senate president that lasted for over half an hour. Let me break it down for you. What transpired on the floor of the Red Chambers yesterday? Both the majority and the minority leaders, Abdullahi Yahaya and Enyinaya Baribe, suggested that the report be considered in detail to avail the senators full knowledge of line item and details of the request. Other lawmakers also fought the exclusion of some parts of the country in the proposed projects. Adamu Alero was the first to raise concerns. He wondered if Nigeria is borrowing the money to construct a road from Lagos to Abidjan, and if Nigeria is so generous to consider this up to Abidjan. He described the loan as lopsided. The Senate President simply asked the lawmakers to be conscious that the capital aspect of the project funding is needed. But disagreeing with Mr. Lawad, the Senate Minority Leader, the man from Abia State, Senator Enyinaya Baribe, suggested that only some part of the loan be approved. But he was interrupted by Mr. Lawan, who said the Senate cannot leave its procedure and do things differently. Both the majority and Abdullahi Yahaya and Albert Bassi sided Mr. Baribe. While they warned that debts cannot develop an economy, they advised that the loan be considered item by item, especially with projects relating to China. But Mr. Lawan insisted that the consideration will be done as a whole and a voice note will be put for the senators to vote. And the argument continued for a while with the Senate President insisting that it will be done as he said. And after minutes of silence and consultations, Mr. Yahaya moved the matter to be discussed in a closed-door session. And after the closed-door session, upon resumption, the lawmakers unanimously adopted the recommendations of the committee. And, $22.7 billion has been approved by this Senate. The funding agencies, I will let you know about that later on the program this morning. But we want you to make sense of all this morning. I have a resource person that will be joining me all the way from Kaduna this morning, the lead technical director, Citizens Voice for Accountability and Progress, and convener of Reset Nigeria. That's Lawrence Obiwe, who will be joining me this morning on the program all the way from Kaduna to make sense of this. He's a member of the civil society, and of course, Nigerians are already kicking against this approval. Many are saying, well, it is not the time to, increase our external debt reserve. I think I have a Lawrence online now joining me on the conversation this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining me this morning again, Lawrence. This is the time many Nigerians are kicking against this loan approval. I'm very sure that you're aware of what happened on the floor of the Red Chambers yesterday. I want you to, break it down for us. Let's make sense of what is happening now. How did you receive the news and what do you think about it?
Well, good morning, listeners. I know it's been coming, even though a lot of people have had reservations about the loan. But it's also good to put into perspective that for a developing country like Nigeria. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so for a developing country like Nigeria, you cannot do almost without the loan. As it is today, if you look at our budgeting process, one of the things that is very stark is the fact that we hardly have enough money to pay salaries and allowances. So that leaves us almost with nothing when we talk about development. So that leaves us with the only choice of trying to look for credit facilities to use for development. But I think the reservations that a lot of people have is not far-fetched. Why? It is because we have a reputation of always going for credit, but failing to properly utilize it. Africa, and Nigeria in particular, is notorious for misplacement of priorities, where monies are collected for developmental purposes but ends up in individual pockets. So that's the skepticism that people are sharing in this loan. Then if you look at the facility itself, is almost more than 80% of Nigeria's budget. The expectations for me will be that loan will not even be utilized only for this year, that it will also extend to next year. And the reason is because I don't expect the federal government to borrow money and use it to finance salaries and allowances. So I expect that whatever loan that is being collected will only be invested in the capital component of the budget. So if that's going to happen, it means that we're going to have to use it for more than 2 years. So so that's the cheering news.
Okay.
But I think it's also time, it's a clarion call for Nigerians to do what we call in our local parlance, sign their eyes. Because this money is collected on behalf of Nigerian citizens. For this loan and all other ones that this administration has collected. And don't forget that this administration has collected more loans than any other government in the history of Nigeria. Even when you calculate what was paid back, the Paris paid during the Obasanjo regime.
Exactly what I want you to comment on now, Mr. Lawrence. Let's make sense of this. The borrowing culture of President Buhari-led administration and the rising debt stock, external debt reserve of Nigeria. One will be asking, is it right to borrow at this time, at this point in time? Is it right to borrow? Is it proper for Nigeria to borrow?
Well, as I said, there is hardly any development that can take place in any society, especially developing countries without borrowing. The only reservation we have is the fact that we have not really seen anything tangible in terms of what these youth loans are used for. And there is continuous fear that it might be misplaced. And when you look at African borrowing as well, sometimes it doesn't really allow you to make serious sense. In the sense that you borrow to build infrastructure, but the infrastructure you are building cannot refinance the loan. So it's a worrying statistics, and I usually give the example of the Kaduna Abuja rail station that was built by a Chinese loan. As we speak today, that train station is not even running even. Government is still investing over 40 million every month to keep it running. So don't also forget that there are interest on the loan and you have to pay back. So if government on its own is not able to even be able to recover costs of running the distance, so the question becomes, how do you pay back the loan? And it is looking very likely that President Muhammadu Buhari and his administration is running out of ideas on how to raise funds. So the only alternative they have got from their history now is to be running to international organizations for loans. I don't think that as much as we know that loan is inevitable, but I think that this culture, this insatiable culture of borrowing is becoming too much for the administration.
Okay, Mr. Lawrence, another thing is how to pay back the loan. Nigeria, are we capable of paying back this loan? The question now that is coming from many parties, from many persons kicking against this particular loan is that, well, it looks like we've borrowed for unborn children and even grandchildren to inherit debts courtesy of this administration.
Yeah, I think that's the major worry, because if you look at the loan application, what the government has done is to say how they are going to borrow the money, what they are going to use it for. But there is no breakdown of how to repay this loan. And the most unfortunate is that there is a window given to the administration, which means in paying back the loan, the administration of Muhammadu Buhari will be absolved of the responsibilities. So the responsibilities will now be on the incoming administration, whether the one that succeeds him or the subsequent ones. So, and with history of Chinese loan, for instance, we have seen across Africa where national treasuries, national infrastructures are taken over by Chinese because of inabilities of those countries to pay back the loan. So in a nation like Nigeria, where you don't have a breakdown analysis of how this loan will be repaid, so the fear is that we might still fall into the hands of the Chinese, just like some of these African countries.
But if you take a look at condemning this loan now, I'm sure the government will come out to tell you that the loan is to execute key infrastructural projects across the country between 2016 and 2018. One will be asking, where then, if we are telling the Senate not to approve and the presidency not to, borrow money to fund this infrastructural project, where will Nigeria get money to execute these key infrastructural projects across the country?
I don't think in my contribution this morning that I have categorically said that this loan borrowing is wrong. I have said for a developing country like Nigeria, you need credit facilities to be able to develop, especially building key infrastructure. My only problem with it is that, for instance, in the past, you had all trunk A roads, major federal highways, had toll gates. So like those toll gates, you can use it. It might be a component of this loan repayment that you take toll and use to repay the distance. If you look at the government of President Olusegun Obasanjo, the concessioning he did on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway was supposed to pay back itself. So what we are saying is that while nobody is quarreling with borrowing loan, we are saying that borrowing to finance infrastructure, what we are saying, you need to spell out your intention of paying back the loan, because it's not just to borrow, you also need to pay back. So I'm not saying that is wrong. It is acceptable. Even the US borrows, Russia borrows, major economies of the world borrow to finance infrastructure, but they also have clear-cut plans of how to repay this money. In the case of Nigeria, we are not seeing that, and that's the worry.
All right, Mr. Lawrence, just before I let you go this morning, are you not scared that Nigeria doesn't have sufficient funds to run the economy?
I am not scared. I am worried that the managers of the economies are not thinking out of the box. I think that there are a lot of ways to finance our infrastructure. For instance, if I am the one who is running the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, I will go for mainly build, operate, and transfer. If you do build, operate, and transfer, it means that the foreign government that is bringing the loan comes to your place, take up infrastructures they will build, run it to recover their money, and in the process do both administrative and technological transfer and return the assets to the government. So that way you are not going to worry yourself how you pay back, because they have built, they have operated it, they recover their money. It's just a number of years and they transfer it. So at the end of the day, you have developed your infrastructure and you own it 100% without owing anybody. So that's the model I would have gone. Public-private partnership is the model all around the world. So, but I'm worried that in this 21st century, where everybody is showing commitment, because don't forget that Nigeria is a big market. Nigeria is one of the biggest markets in the world as it is today. It's the market everybody wants to come and invest. So why not bring these international donor agencies to come and invest in your country, not borrow you money? Because when they borrow you money, you become the slave to the lender. But if they come and build their infrastructure, they will be able to operate it, then transfer it back to you. That would have been my option. So I'm not surprised, but I'm just worried that they are not thinking out of the box.
All right, Mr. Lawrence Obewe, the lead technical director, Citizens Voice for Accountability and Progress, and convener of the Reset Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
And I say good morning to the whole of Omaya people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you have him, speaking to us all the way from Kaduna, there, making sense out of the loan that will be, that has been approved, and we will be getting the loan very soon. $22.7 billion. That's a whole lot of money. Well, I need to let you know the funding agencies now. World Bank, that's about a $2.8 billion dollars that we will be getting from the World Bank. African Development Bank, $1.8 billion. Islamic Development Bank, IDB, $110 million. Japan International Cooperation Agency, $200 million. German Development Bank, $200 million. China Exim Bank, $17 billion. Well, that's a whole lot. French Development Agency, $480 million. The Senate approved that the loan, the financing agreement containing the whole terms and condition of the loan from the funding agencies be forwarded to the National Assembly prior to the execution of the same full and proper documentation. Remember, the process started on the 28th of November last year. That was when the presidency, that's the president, forwarded a request to the Senate to reconsider and approve the federal government's 2016-2018 external borrowing plan to help Nigeria finance the capital component of the budget for 2020. And when I say reconsider rather, the president had sent the same request to the 8th Senate under Bukola Saraki at the National Assembly in 2016, and he had requested for about $30 billion then. The lawmakers then rejected the request as majority voted against it when it was brought for consideration. Now, I want to get reaction from you this morning. Let's make sense of the whole borrowing thing. 0808-182-6949, 0811-605-2949. You can also drop messages on 0906-510-8289. It is the pinnacle of all discussions. That's the platform on Flow 94.9 FM. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Sinda Chikeze. I'm calling from Umaya.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for that Buhari stuff, first, Buhari and his angels will plan to do to first introduce hacking into Nigeria through the small eye introduce hacking into Nigeria through the Buhari and his angels will first try to first organize international hacking for get strong people for north and for southwest, southeast to join the game through there. Nigeria will involve with international hockey through there. Nigeria will get some of the money and pack some of the money into our central bank through there, and to first introduce investment to invest, to call the foreign visitors around the globe to come here to invest more.
All right, quickly wrap up your thoughts, please.
Okay, through there and Buhari itself will get more money and more money to pay back, and through there Nigeria will first handle its budget for investing.
All right, your time is up. Thank you very much, Chikeze. Good morning to you. I think I lost that. 0808-182-6949. 0811-605-2949. Good morning to you.
Morning, Mike.
Yes, good morning. You're welcome.
Mike, I don't understand the type of but 20 Buhari promised us $1. And I don't know his game plan at that time when he promised to bring $1. Now, in the history of Buhari, I understand traveling a lot, and borrow. After 3 years now, Buhari will go out. Who will pay back all this loan? And don't be surprised, Nigeria is the number 6 most oil producing nation in the whole world. And there are countries who are number 20 something, yet they continue to manage and APC because I'm not on the side of this borrow because it will not do Nigeria any good. That is my contribution.
All right, thank you for your contribution this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Who same another? I'm calling from Omaya. Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
Mr. Mike, to my own borrowing, I believe that every developed country do borrow. But the motive of this government of the day, I mean APC led by our President Buhari, is the thing that are amazing most Nigerians, well-meaning Nigerians. Because you can't tell me that ever since they came into power is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And we've not been seeing the outcome of all the borrowing. You now see most of the members will now call and tell you that PDP borrowed this, PDP did this, PDP destroyed the economy. In the days of PDP, there are 16 years, PDP never borrowed such amount that these people are borrowing today. Yes, economies today, you cannot compare and contrast what Nigeria used to be when PDP was in power till now. It's very, very unfortunate that you cannot give what you don't have. You see them talking from their boat mouth. You are borrowing such amount of money in how many years? They didn't even tell us how they're going to prepare back. That's it. They've installed their slave president. They want to pass the bill. In fact, they've already passed the bill. Nigerians don't even know how they're going to pay. Whether Nigeria is going to exchange the country with the money that they're borrowing from China. It's very, very unfortunate. Look at my road to Federal Road from Bende to Calabar. It just passed through the road for how many years? It has been there. Are we talking about the killing that is going on the road? Are we talking about the economy of the nation today as it stands? Are we talking about the inflation? Are we talking about the VAT? The calls that we are making, they are charging us, they are taking us in the nation of Nigeria. It has never happened. But these people, this administration started it. They charge us the calls that we make, these messages that we send, the data that we use, they charge us in everything. Yet, we are not seeing the outcome of this borrowing. And they want us to believe that they are going to use this money for our own benefit. It is very, very unfortunate. You can never give one. I keep saying
all right, quickly wrap up the thoughts, please, because of that time. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Who say man no day very emotional there. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Radio Senator.
Yeah, good morning. This is Radio Senator calling from Government College in Maya.
You're welcome.
Yeah, throughout the previous government that we have experienced in Nigeria from 1999, they have been borrowing money. But the fear of Nigeria is that money has not been utilized. Whether they have borrowed up to this time, they have even borrowed more than for crying it loud. Don't tell what you don't know. It makes me for somebody to say what the things that have been going on in Nigeria we've been experiencing. Obasanjo borrowed, Jonathan borrowed. All the money we have never seen them invest them fully. The way Nigeria want them to invest them, that is the problem which Nigeria continue running. What are you using this money? And we want to see how it's being invested or used accordingly. So, my confidence, yes, is there in President Muhammad Buhari. If he say he will do this, he will do it. He's the only man I have seen that has been implementing what he has stated. He has not been there for it. But it is high time Nigeria to think very well. What are we talking about? It is high time we begin to sell our oil based on our needs. If America wants to buy our oil, let it not be exchanged with money for crying it out. Let it be exchanged with what we need. For instance, we need industry in the sea geopolitical zone. If America wants to buy our oil, go and build us industry and tell us how much it costs and the oil we shall give to you. Let me stop exchanging our oil with money.
All right, wrap up your thoughts, please, Radio Senator. Thank you for your contribution this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm Pastor Sam Atumbuko.
You're welcome, Pastor.
On the issue of Nigeria borrowing in a day like this, it is a wrong thing done at a wrong time in a wrong way. at a time when Nigerian foreign debt is over $85 billion. In a wrong way, the public is not meant to know the details of the borrowing and terms of repayment. In a wrong manner, the press should have been enlightened so that the people can flow together. Can you imagine the speed at which the National Assembly handled this? We don't know the ability to pay back. And again, what is based on the former loan? They want to recover from Paris Club, they want to recover from Sani Abacha, the internal generated revenue, our oil which is going out on daily basis. How much of the development have they done with this? Again, my brother, what are the prevailing economic, social, political, and security realities that can assure that such money will not tomorrow be included as among bad debts? In a place where we cannot bring security, if we go to invest, what happens to that money invested in such place? I will appeal to the World Bank, the Chinese Exit, the Islamic Bank, and all the other banks that want to release this money. So please hold on. So it has been approved by the National Assembly. It is risky. And if they can withhold and watch events based on, look at ordinary 2019 budget.
All right. Pastor, quickly wrap up your thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Well, the largest percentage of those that have participated this morning are saying, no, it is not time for Nigeria to borrow. Well, let me take reactions on the SMS line. This one from Joseph Osupu from Umahia says, this frivolous borrowing is disturbing. No one is talking about the interest rate because interest rate begins right from the day loan is given. God help us. Keep your reactions coming, especially on our SMS line 0906 510 8289. The phone lines again 0808 182 6949, 0811 605 2949. It is the platform Friday edition, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining on the conversation this morning.
Yeah, this is Toknadu from Amozo, Abombise.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, there's something I want to say regarding this borrowing. You know, when there's this adage that says, hello?
I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
When you go borrowing, you go sorrowing. So this money these people are borrowing, sometimes I wonder what is happening in Nigeria. Where are this money going to? We don't see anything that shows that they are making judicious use of this money. One day you will hear over the media when they will announce, please, we want to use my colony as collateral.
That's not going to be possible, I believe. And that's hate speech, I believe. Hello, good morning to you. 0808 182 6949, 0811 605 2949. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Yeah, Charles from Omaya.
You're welcome, Charles.
Yeah, one of your callers said we need almost every country, even the USA, all these they borrow. But the point is, what is the money going to be used for? My happiness is that all these borrowings or the money they have been attached to specific projects. I think what you people, the press, Nigerians, everybody should do is to monitor the execution of this project. I don't have anything against the federal government because we are all in Nigeria. And what we're suffering now is because of what the past administration did. If during Obasanjo, they fixed our electricity with the $16 billion. Maybe we wouldn't be talking about electricity now. And we know what benefits of electricity to the Nigerian economy. So, if the second Niger bridge has been built under the 16 years of BP, we wouldn't be talking about rebuilding the second Niger bridge or the Southeast Road. So it's because of what happened in the past. That is, and then the little money that is left in private pockets. You see money being recovered. So all we are saying is that we should criticize, when necessary, and then look at what is on ground, and then support the government the local and the state government. What are they doing? Everybody is talking about the federal government. We know that states also borrow money. So this money, we should start from our local government and the state government and ask what is the government doing. So it is not every time the federal government or Buhari So what we have to do is to start from our immediate environment, the local government. What are they supposed to do? That is how the economies are built in the other countries like China and Japan and other places.
Okay.
What is happening in the local government? You are talking about Abuja. Look at your state government. What are they doing? You are talking about Abuja, and at the end of beginning of every month, allocations are shared. So the 3 tiers of government. So people are always talking about federal government. What is happening in our local government and in our state government? That is how we can boost our economy in Nigeria.
All right.
So that is the yes.
That's your take.
When it's necessary to borrow, the government can go and borrow. But we should monitor all these borrowing. That is what I'm saying. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. That's another aspect, another angle to this whole borrowing thing. Implementation, monitoring, especially it lies in everyone's hand, implementation and of course monitoring. Let's get more reactions this morning on the program. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I just want to thank you for this program. My name is Mr. Chizoke this morning. I am speaking from Benjamin.
You're welcome, Mr. Chidioke.
I represent from Itukwato.
You're welcome.
Well, my humble speaker and presenter this morning, I want to tell you openly that the major problem we suffer in this country is not in the hand of Mr. President. The major problem we are having in this country is some of our governors. They lack vision. They lack focus. They are greedy. You can't tell me that you are a governor and you cannot make a way for you to get a revenue to settle salaries every day, every month. We keep on depending on a federal government allocation. That's the main problem we have, and it makes the president not to have rest of mind. Every day he keep on trying to get money everywhere.
Okay. Just a moment. Just a moment.
Allocation.
Just a moment. How does that relate to the president requesting for $22.7 billion?
Now is that we should reduce how we talk about federal allocation and focus on revenue. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. That's another angle. Hello, good morning to you. We lost that. Let's keep the conversation going. 0808-182-6949. 0811-605-2949. You can also drop messages on 0906-510-8289. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Okay, I think I lost that. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Voice of Conscience from Umayasat.
You're welcome, Voice of Conscience.
God bless you. So, you see, there's nothing bad with the borrowing. If
Oh, all right. If you can call back Voice of Conscience. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, myself.
You're welcome. Good morning.
This is Ayeze Bongo from Nigerian.
You're welcome.
So, the issue of borrowing in Nigeria, the thing is quite appalling. Nigeria is about 50-something years old now. And they have not talked of anything, infrastructure development, talking about the light issue. All those things should have been done gradual process than putting Nigeria into giving Nigeria a big challenge of borrowing such a huge amount of money. I think I'm not really in support of it.
Okay.
So, Nigeria, if they want to develop Nigeria, as President Mama Buhari said, you should do it with due process rather than borrowing such amount of money. You can call all the company, like one other caller said, after the building, then they'll get their money from there rather than borrowing. At the end of the day, they'll start telling us stories, borrowing, the money will just move like that, and nobody will know where they put it into.
Okay.
So, that is my take.
All right. Thank you for your take. Thank you very much. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Michael Oni.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. This is Professor Emeritus.
You're welcome, Professor.
Thank you very much. My brother, this borrowing of it, and I'm not in support of it, really, but I want to say something.
Okay.
Because if you understand that when a man wants to build a house, he went and borrowed the money to build the house. After building the house, he went and borrowed the money and bought a car. After buying a car, he went and borrowed money to buy clothes and shoes. When this man went to money and borrowed money to marry a wife, at the end of the day, what will be the state of the children of this man? That's why I'm looking at what the Nigerian government is doing. We have technocrats in this country who can manage the economy of this country very, very well. We don't even need to borrow. How many millions are we? We are a populated country. We can build this country without borrowing. Even if somebody wants to borrow, not this outrageous, huge amount of money. When the end of the day, after borrowing this money, you will not see tangible things which they did with this money. Or into his personal profit or his personal purse or his own personal use or certain interest. At the end of the day, you will see nothing. Money will receive here, will receive here, will receive here. At the end of the day, the money will be used for not something that somebody cannot be account for. Please, we should help this country. Because why I am saying this, Nigeria is heading to what we call in economics is called diminishing return. And when something gets to diminishing returns, my brother, that is deficit on its own. This debt we cannot be able to repay this debt. Even 30, 40 generations cannot repay this debt. These people are heading us to. They are heading us to 1,860,000 below the sea level. I don't know where we are coming from. I don't know where we are heading to. If they love this country, we should make things better for the life of these people. Just in a state of dilemma. Please, my brother, this is my take this morning.
All right. Thank you for your take, Professor. Okay, let's get more reactions on the phone lines. That's morning. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Yeah, I am Mr. Lofman from Olimaya.
Welcome.
All right, Michael, let me ask you. Since Nigeria borrowing money, what have they used that money and do? I say, that money that we borrow, this is what we use that money. And they are still talking, borrowing. They borrow this money, just use that money and pocket for themselves. And they say that they are borrowing money. Borrowing money for what? Borrowing money for what? Last time they say they are borrowing money due to discuss what they know what they say they are borrowing money to do last time. But yes, they see talking of borrowing money. I beg let them not put up for trouble because after all those things they are doing now, they will just be the whole be for oncoming governors and presidents and oncoming senators. And they still keep on borrowing. I beg let them not put up for trouble. If you can manage the little one that we have, you can use the little one we have and earn more income. You say that anybody that got 5 naira nothing, very give that 5 naira times 100 or times 200. They didn't know that 1,000, that 5 naira is called nothing with this. But yes, we don't value what we have. I beg let them stop that thing they are doing. I'm telling you, it's not good.
All right, thank you, Mr. Loftsman, for your contribution this morning. And I think I need to go through the reasons for this loan again, so that we can have an idea where we're anchoring this particular discussion on this morning. Specifically, the government decided to borrow this huge amount of money to enable it execute infrastructure projects across the country. 39 critical projects under execution by the federal government at the moment will be financed with this loan. That's according to the presidency. That's in the letter sent to the National Assembly. That was on 28th of November 2019. The projects are contained there in the letter. But this just yesterday, that particular letter was approved by the National Assembly, and that's what we're talking about this morning on the program. Let's get more reactions. Good morning to you. We lost that. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Michael.
Good morning to you.
How do you do?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you. Please.
Your name, please. Your name, please. Your name, quickly.
Let me say, it's just rubbish. How can we borrow that type of money? Who is going to pay that money? It is only 3 more years now. This government will go off. Who are going to pay? Is it not we, the poor masses, are going to pay that money? What of the war recovered from the looted treasure from Abacha? Why can't they use that money and give us infrastructure? Please, I am not happy about this government. I don't love this government at all.
Okay.
That's all. I'm the vocal director. I'm calling from Umuawa in Umuawa, South Africa.
All right, welcome. Thank you for your contribution this morning. All right, let's get more reactions. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Michael.
Good morning to you.
I'm Mr. Madu Edward, Editor-in-Chief / Iron Pillar. This morning, I'm calling from the good people of Alike, Ikenanzebo.
You're welcome, Mr. Madu Edward.
Yes. I was so worried. He said, when you reach my time, you begin to read. But thank God you picked now. Come to the borrowing issue going on since yesterday. Many Nigerians have reacted badly, not even from the northern part of this country. I heard from a friend from Bauchi, Yobe, and a friend, my very good friend from Taraba. He said, see, we don't understand the area this government is taking us to. Maybe Nigerians know the secret, but they don't want to go on it. Nigerians know what this government is out for, but they don't want to go straight to it. Because if you cannot hammer the nail on the head, it will never enter. Well, now we are taking it round. It will look as if we are about to know, while we know. Like the man that called from Kaduna, what he said, maybe they may set up, look at what his suggestion he gave, set up road toll gate to get how to pay this money back. But he has never analyzed strongly what to do with the money. $22.7 billion is not a token. It's a very cash that it doesn't come cash. It is a paper cash. Now that they have said it, yes, you will see it on a paper cash, but you cannot see it as a raw cash. Now it has become a paper cash. What do we gonna use it for? We have NNPC, we have LNG, we have other structures. Look at our roads. None of them for past 5 years. You keep borrow. And then now you came up to borrow again. Lack of unemployment. And you tell us you want to use them on infrastructure. What type of infrastructure again are you talking about? Because when you come to the realization of that budget, they didn't say that maybe to rehabilitate the one that we have. Now, when you talk about the rehabilitation, Nigerians will now ask a question. What about $25 billion? Barrow.
All right. Mr. Madu Edward, quickly, please, because of our time.
During his tenure. Now that it has come to this, I just have a lot to say concerning our ideas. We are borrowing. Borrow. During the time of Jonathan, Okonjo-Iweala and Jonathan went and break out the loans during the time of our olden days. But today now, this one now, how do we get the person that will pay this money back?
Right.
After this government have put us into slaves.
Our time is fast spent, Mr. Madu Edward. Thank you very much for your contribution. And that's how far we can go this morning. That's the size of our package of the program this morning. The platform right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. It's a Friday, and of course, the first Friday in the month of March 2020. The program returns on Monday when we bring up another issue as it affected their nation, Nigeria, and also as it affected their state, Abia State. Many thanks to the producer of the program, Samson Eze. My name is Michael Oni. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
At Flow 94.9 FM, we've got conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.